All set for tonight, Dave? I'm counting on you. It's not often that my wife and I get the chance to dine out, so we have really been looking forward to this.
Yes, everything is prepared according to our strict standards. I don't think there's much more I could have done to make preparations. We've had some special items flown directly in from France this morning. It's just, well...
You're not nervous, are you? It should be fine. It's not like tonight is opening night or anything. Let the restaurant speak for itself. The excellent reviews are all because of your hard work.
I've been through everything with the waitstaff in the kitchen. I think it should be okay. I hope we don't let you down. But I'm still nervous. I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's not every day the owner comes for dinner. I'll just make a final check of the kitchen and the menu.
Just relax. It'll all be okay. Just treat me like any other customer. I'm not the boss tonight. I'm a hungry patron. It's not like it's an unannounced inspection. It's just dinner with my wife, so you have nothing to worry about. Hey, I'll prove it to you by using a coupon. I'll use the 10% off one from the Come Taste France campaign. No one will notice it's me, and the staff will hopefully just go about their jobs as usual.
You don't have to pay. It's your restaurant after all, and you shouldn't have to pay on your wedding anniversary. After everything you've done for me, I wouldn't dream of taking your money. Oh, I can't help thinking I should tell the staff you are going to be a customer. They'd be on their best behavior. No slip-ups. I've trained them and have confidence in them.
I would hope that this is always the case, regardless of who is dining there.
Well, yes, of course, Mr. Martin, but even so...
No, it's important that I just be a regular customer. You won't be there either, will you?
No, the chef will be the one I personally trained, and then there will be one waiter, Philip. This will be the first time for the place to be in action without me being there. To tell the truth, I'm really worried. So many things could go wrong. At least I know the deliveries all came on time today, and the chef has had time to prep. It's not the taste I'm worried about, though, more the overall impression.
You are the manager, so trust in your ability to train the staff. And again, I'm not there to make a surprise inspection anyway. My wife and I are just there to enjoy some top-notch French cuisine. You do have confidence in your ability to project that level of class, right? When I asked my wife what she wanted to eat for our anniversary, she said French without a moment's hesitation. So naturally, I thought of your place. It's been getting a lot of attention in local magazines recently, so I know you won't let us down.
Yes, it is really unfortunate that I can't be there. If you'd let me know a bit more in advance, I could have rearranged things. I'm really sorry, Mr. Martin.
Not to worry. It couldn't be helped. I'm sure the wife and I will have a great time. But let's have a few beers, just you and I, sometime soon. We can talk about the future direction of your place and the chain in general. I've got some big ideas for expansion that I think you'll be interested in.
I'd love to. Just say the word and I'll make sure I'm free. I have a few ideas I'd like to pitch to you myself. Well, I hope you and your wife enjoy your evening. I've prepared a little surprise for you too, all the way from France.
Would you mind explaining what's going on? Why was I asked to leave the restaurant? I just wanted to have a meal with my wife. I don't understand why you have to turn us away without even eating.
As I told you a number of times, you are trying to use a discount coupon. That's why. If you don't understand this, then is there any point of explaining?
But the coupon is still valid. It doesn't expire for another month. It's an official coupon from your restaurant. So what could the problem possibly be? I haven't forged it, if that's what you think.
You downloaded it from some website, right? One of those saving tips websites for housewives on a tight budget? Did you think a 10% discount was going to make you happy?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I did. $100 becomes $90. Most people would be happy with that. And we will spend well over $100, so the restaurant makes money. We get a little discount, everyone is happy. Isn't that how it works? I really don't see the problem. Research shows that most people end up spending more than they had intended when they think they're getting a good deal.
Research shows? Oh, so you're an expert, are you? That may be the case with fast food restaurants and convenience stores, but I've never seen anyone try and get a 10% discount at our place. We have the best quality ingredients flown in daily from all over Europe. At your age and on your anniversary, you should be ashamed. And no, we don't need to call the manager. He's not here tonight, so I'm in charge. And turning you away was for the good of the restaurant. I'm sure the manager would agree.
Well, if that's the case, you shouldn't have a coupon available to download in the first place. Why have a coupon at all if customers are going to be abused for using it?
You really think like a child, don't you? What would you have us do? Oh, cars can cause accidents, so let's stop using them entirely. Knives are dangerous in the kitchen, so no more knives. Is that your reasoning?
I have no idea what you're trying to say. Those comparisons make no sense. What do cars and knives have to do with eating at a restaurant and using a discount coupon?
Oh dear me, it's not just money you're short of, it's brain power too. I'm not sure anything I say will help you. Let me try and make it simple enough for even you to understand. We don't cater to children, I'm sorry. Please take your appetites elsewhere in the future.
Okay then, fine, we won't use a coupon. Can we please go in now? I've had this reservation for a while now, and my wife and I have been looking forward to it.
No, it's simply not possible. We have standards, you know. We have an obligation to our regular clientele to uphold these standards. You understand, right? We can't just let any old couple off the street come in and lower the standards. If we did that, the magazines and critics would soon say we had slipped up.
Well, if it's money you're worried about, that's not a problem. I can assure you I'll pay with my credit card. How's that? If a customer has the means to pay for his meal, then whether he is rich or poor, surely that has no bearing on the matter.
No, you're deluded. Letting in someone of your financial and social standing will just make the other customers feel uncomfortable. You know, we have local celebrities dying here almost every night. We can't allow you to rub shoulders with the cream of society. My job would be on the line if I were to let you in and cause the regulars to stop coming. Just the other day, we had the weatherman from KXS TV in here, Mike Milligan. What would I tell the boss if Mike Milligan stopped coming, huh? You can imagine the trouble I'd be in. The kind of person who presents a 10% coupon at such a high-class establishment as this is bound to have atrocious table manners. Do you know which one is the soup spoon? We can't have you drinking from the bowl like a dog. You wouldn't even appreciate the food anyway. Have you ever had foie gras before? Or seen a whole foie gras entière butchered that morning and flown here just to be served up a few hours later? Of course you haven't. You'd be better off getting ketchup all over your face across the street at Joe Fat's Burgers. Go on, off you go. The drunks all line up for cheap burgers later in the night, so you should head over now to avoid the wait.
I can't believe you'd speak to a potential customer that way. A customer with a reservation, I might add.
Well, lucky you aren't a customer. I can assure you I'm polite and charming with proper customers.
But nevertheless, this is how you treat people that you perceive to be below the standards of the restaurant?
I almost never have to refuse entry, if that's what you're asking. You and your wife are the first to ever try and use a coupon, that's for sure.
Well, of course we are. You've only recently started offering the damn thing.
What? How would you know something like that? Oh, I know how. You must spend hours online every day looking for the best discounts all over town. You just happened to come across our fine establishment and thought you'd try your luck, right?
With staff like this, the place is doomed.
What? Have you seen how highly this restaurant is rated? 4.8 stars on all the main ranking sites. 4.8. Do you know how many other restaurants have such a high rating? None. There are no other French restaurants in the whole state with as high a rating. So, you see, we don't have any problem getting good reviews and filling the reservation book every night. The owner has places in 12 states across the country, and they are all rated as highly. People drive across state lines just to eat here. Reservations are made 6 months in advance. The chefs are all graduates of Le Cordon Bleu. Got it?
That's very impressive.
Yes, so apart from you waving around a discount coupon, there isn't a single stain on our reputation. The critics love us, as do the wealthy of this fine city.
Got it. Understood. We'll try another place then. Maybe the burger place you recommended.
Finally, an au revoir, and take your stupid-looking wife with fake jewelry with you. Maybe you could check online and see if the burger joint has a discount coupon.
Oh my God, Mr. Martin, I am so sorry. I've just been told by my chef what happened. What can I do to make this right?
Is that waiter of yours always like that with customers? Philip, I think his name was. I'm more than a little concerned that he's been allowed to go unnoticed all this time. He's not new, is he? I trust you wouldn't have left the run of the floor to a recent hire. He certainly seemed to have had a little training.
No, sir. He's from a good family, good education too. He's usually great. We've never had a single complaint, I swear.
All right, calm down, Dave. I believe you. I know you wouldn't have left him to run the place on his own if you had reason to doubt his capabilities.
As the manager, I accept responsibility for it. I can't believe this went on without my knowledge. I am so sorry, Mr. Martin. I shudder to think what would have happened if you were a regular customer. In a way, we were lucky it was you.
It's scary to think about it. That could have been it for the restaurant. We'd never live it down. Imagine if it was a food critic or one of our local celebrities. The way he spoke, I got the feeling it wasn't the first time he had done this. He had such conviction and confidence. I imagine that kind of attitude could be better put to use in the military. Well, anyway, Dave, it's a shame and I hate to do it, but we're gonna have to close the shop for a while and make a public apology on our website. We'd better contact the magazine that have run articles in the last couple of months too, just in case there are others out there who have had the same treatment. Hopefully the message will reach them. The damage this guy Philip has done could be far-reaching.
You're right, Mr. Martin. That's all we can do, and while we're closed, I'll run a few hospitality training sessions for the staff.
Yes, of course. That will be required, but I'm worried about the restaurant going forward. Please be aware of the fact that this might not go away, and in the event of more of this kind of abuse of customers comes to light, the temporary closure may become permanent. You're not to worry about yourself, though, Dave. I've always got use for great managers like yourself. I know that you've worked hard to get that place up and running as well as it was, but these things happen. If the damage to the reputation is irreparable, then the worst might happen. If it does, then I'll need to relocate you.
I understand, boss.
Right. So when you close tonight, I want you to call all the staff and tell them what's happening. I'll also need you to make a schedule for the training sessions.
Hey, cheapskate, I forgot to say to your face, but don't even think about trying to come again. You're banned, got it?
You don't have to tell me. I won't ever be returning to that restaurant, I can assure you.
That you would try to use a discount coupon at such a high-class restaurant shows a complete lack of common sense. If you ever try to come again, I'm going straight to the kitchen to get the raw garbage and I'm gonna dump it on your head. How would you like that?
The restaurant won't last the week.
What? Who is this?
This is Dave, your manager. You really messed up big time.
Dave? What's going on?
Who do you think you're talking to? You have no idea who you were abusing, do you? He's the owner of the entire chain.
Owner? But the owner is Mr. Martin. Everyone knows that.
Exactly. Mr. Martin, who is the top dog of the hospitality industry. The Mr. Martin. He's heavily invested in a large number of high-class restaurants. You've insulted the #1 food and beverage businessman of probably the whole West Coast. I'd hate to be you right now.
Wait, how?
You're finished. I'm heading to the restaurant now with Mr. Martin. You're in a whole world of trouble, Philip. Because of you, the place is going to be shut for the foreseeable future. I don't even know if we'll ever be open again. Are you going to tell the rest of the staff why?
No way. Wait a moment. I was framed. I didn't know. This is entrapment.
That's enough. Wait right there. We'll be there soon.
Wait a moment. Let me apologize to Mr. Martin.
Apologize? I'm listening. How would you apologize? What do you think you could possibly do to make this better?
Is this Mr. Martin?
Yes. I'm waiting for this apology that's gonna make it all better.
Mr. Martin, I'm truly sorry for insulting you.
And?
I'm deeply sorry I spoke to you that way. I didn't know it was you. I've reflected on it, and it will never happen again.
Pathetic. I didn't know it was you. That's it. So that kind of treatment is okay if it's not the owner? Is that what you're trying to say? It's fine if it's just some regular customer? You are deeply mistaken. You are very lucky it was me.
What do you mean?
Because it was me, we're lucky to have avoided a nasty and regrettable incident with a real customer. This is what you're failing to understand. In this case, you were very fortunate it was me, but regardless, that is no way to speak to any customer. Do you understand?
Yes, you're right. I didn't give that enough consideration. I'm sorry. I was out of line, sir.
Consideration? Your excuses and apology are meaningless. You can't simply fix this mess by apologizing. First, you must realize how atrocious your behavior was as the face of the restaurant. If the lasting impression of the restaurant is that the waitstaff are extremely rude, then all the efforts of the chef are wasted. Are you starting to understand?
You're right. I'm sorry, Mr. Martin.
I wonder whether you really do understand. Anyway, you are fired. Clean out your locker right away. And I want a sincere apology from you, by name, on our website by tomorrow. You are to detail what happened tonight and apologize to any other customers you may have offended in the past.
My name?
Does that scare you? Having the whole industry know who it was that caused the restaurant to close? Do you think you could hide behind the reputation of the restaurant and treat customers in such a condescending way? Did it give you a feeling of power?
No, it's not like I did this all the time.
Yes, well, I suppose if you did, we'd have shut up shop a long time ago. But if there's even one single other customer out there who you've acted in that way to, I expect you to put your name on the apology and word it in a way that they understand you are apologizing to them directly. Do you really understand what you've done? You've not only lost your own job, but the rest of the staff will have to look for new jobs too while the restaurant is closed.
I understand. I will apologize to all of them individually.
At the very least, you'll have trouble finding another job in the industry. No other restaurant is going to hire you. I'll make sure of that. That was me as the owner of the restaurant. As a customer, I have a personal grievance to take up next. You insulted me in front of the other customers, without knowing what was happening. The other diners would have thought you were throwing my wife and me out for a justifiable reason. You also insulted my wife directly. For that, there is no apology big enough. I have very powerful friends, and not just in the restaurant business either. I can make it impossible for you to work anywhere on the West Coast.
Sir, I'm sorry. I accept you firing me. I'll make a formal apology. But please, don't chase me out of town.
I didn't build my business empire by forgiving every little idiot who offended me along the way. You'll be made to take responsibility for your actions. I may have taken it easy on you if it had just been me, but you humiliated my wife in public, and for that you will pay.
Sir, please forgive me.
I'll be at the restaurant in a few minutes. You had better get down on your hands and knees and beg me for forgiveness. Oh, and get out of my restaurant. Meet us in the car park.
Why?
I don't want you ever entering the premises again. We have standards to uphold. We met Philip in the parking lot, and he got down on his hands and knees crying and begging to be forgiven. But it didn't seem sincere, and I sensed he was acting. Most waiters in the city are actors waiting for their big part, so I simply ignored him. Dave and I went into the restaurant and started planning what move to take next. All the while, Philip continued crying in the parking lot. We could hear him from inside, so I went out and poked him with a broom a few times and sent him on his way. He eventually did post an apology on the company website. I never forgave him, and I made it impossible for him to work anywhere in the state. Apparently, he's back living at home with his parents. The restaurant reopened after a month, and I gave the remaining staff bonuses for the month that they were on standby. Thankfully, they all stayed with us, and we only had to hire one waiter to replace the disgraced Philip. Dave is so worried about the staff's ability to deal with customers that he's doing the job of manager and maitre d' and won't leave the dining room for fear of a similar incident. Thanks to the efforts of Dave and the rest of the staff, we are back to being the #1 French restaurant in the city.